Hello, my name is Jabran, and we are going to talk about the history of accounting and the development of international education standards in accounting.
Hello, I'm Lin Ling, and I'm going to talk about the entry requirements to program professional accounting education and the professional skills and general education.
And I am Yuan Han. I'm going to talk about the professional values, ethics, and attitudes, and as well as the competence requirements for audit professions.
The initial motive of International Accounting Education Standards Board is to serve the public interest by strengthening the worldwide accountancy profession through the development and enhancement of education. Enhancing education through developing and implementing international education standards should increase the competence and help strengthen the global accountancy profession. Developing and implementing international education standards can also contribute to other desirable outcomes, such as reduction in international differences in the requirements to qualify and work as a professional accountant, which will help in facilitation of the global mobility of professional accountants all over the world, and provision of international benchmarks against which International Federation of Accountant member bodies can weigh themselves.
The first standard is the entry requirements to program of professional accounting education. It represents the entry requirements for International Federal of Accounts. The aim of this standard is to ensure the candidates have the educational backgrounds that could enable them to achieve their success in their studies, their qualifying examinations, and practical experience. To meet the requirements, pre-entry exam is required because the candidates cannot improve their qualities if they did not meet the required standard. In addition, it is important to mention that the candidates from all educational backgrounds could have the comparable capacities in qualifying points, so the process of evaluating qualifications can be complicated and difficult. And only after checking all the detailed information of courses and the circular, the evaluate results can be accurate. And the second requirement is professional skills and general education. The aim of this standard is to ensure candidates have the appropriate mix of skills to work as the professional accountants. And this will also improve their competitiveness in an increasingly complex and demanding environment. There are 5 skills required. The first one is the intellectual skills, that is to find out the needed information from all available resources and to solve unstructured problem in an completely unfamiliar environment. The second one is the technical skills, which includes the numeracy and IT efficiency, measurement, reporting, and the compliance with legislative requirements. The third one is the personal skills. This includes the ability to self-management, to prioritize skills within limited time and resources, the ability to predict and response to changes. And the fourth one is the interpersonal and the communication skills. It improves cooperate with different kind of people, withstand and solve conflicts, negotiate solutions, and express and defend the view effectively. And the last one is the organizational and business management skills, which include strategic planning, people and resources management, decision making, and the ability to motivate people.
Just as we mentioned before, we're going to introduce the international education standards, have a general introduction on international education standards from number 1 to number 8, and then we are giving specially emphasis on number 1, number 3, number 4, and number 8. So what I am going to introduce is the IES number 4, professional values and ethics and attitudes. In order to provide qualified accountants to decision makers from different firms, Now, IES provides or regulates the professional value ethics or attitudes by program by exchanging the objects such as the notion of ethics, framework approaches, accountability, and public expectations. IES links the principles of accounting with the real world situation and at the same time pay attention to the case facts from different countries or regions. To some extent, the standard changed the law base or the rule base to a social responsibility level, calling for professional accountants to make more contributions on multinational social issues to achieve the goal. So they developed this program to help those accountants to comprehend the accountancy problems better, and it is quite treasurable for both opportunity for both learning or working perspectives. And then goes to the International Education Standards, number 8, which is competence requirements for audit professions. Just as the title said, the auditors are required for different professional abilities. The professional abilities like qualifications reflects on the IRAC membership, undergraduate degree, and practical skills. Especially the information on financial statement accounting, financial accounting and reporting, or information technology is greatly prescribed in this standard. This IES is based on an actually platform for professional accountants to establish by IES 1 to 7, which means it's based on 1 to 7. So in order to perform these roles, the accountants complete these 8 rules and going through the statements to prove and after they get the assessment to prove they do have the capability to do this position. And the progress is it also takes other position in addition to auditors like engineers into account. So, and also emphasize the individual learning outcomes as well as the competence areas. This helps improve the professional capability of accountants who have already developed their competence roles. So the character is quite significant here is because it affects the public trust and confidence of these social confidence of these professional accountants. So participated partners in the professional accountants, which is actually us in the future, have benefited or will be benefited from this development because through this, the ability of reading and analyzing a financial statement and communication skills will be greatly facilitated. That's why how this standard greatly influenced our professional accountants to some extent.
To conclude this presentation, I'd just like to talk about boosting education through developing and implementing international education standards increases the competence of the global accountancy profession and contributes to strengthen public trust. To meet the perpetual challenges, the global economy and accountancy profession needs to ensure that individuals who become professional accountants achieve an agreed level of competence. Competence is developed and sustained through initial education and practical experience only. The profession therefore needs to set and meet high education standards in the following 3 areas. Improving education serves the public interest by contributing to the ability of the accountancy profession to meet the needs of decision makers. The international education standards support professional accounting organizations, regulators, employers, academics, and students by prescribing and helping implement principles for the learning and development of professional accountants. Globally, accepted standards should minimize differences among countries and jurisdictions, thus reducing international differences in the requirements to qualify and work as a professional accountant. That's all. Thank you.